two types of data displays are frequency tables and histograms. A frequency table shows the number of times each data item appears in an interval. To create a frequency table, first choose a scale that includes all of the numbers in the data set. Next, you need to determine an interval to separate the scale into equal parts. And then the table should have the intervals in the first column, a tally in the second column, and the frequency, which is basically the number coming from the tally, in the third column. So here is an example of a frequency table. We can see we have intervals of 10 to 19, 20 to 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49, 50 to 59, and 60 to 69. We then have tally marks showing the number of times that data item is appearing in that certain interval. And then we have the frequency, which is that tally marked as a number. So here we have our example is going to look at the test grades from a previous year. We want to organize this data into a frequency table. So we're not just looking at the numbers, we have it organized in a data display. So the first step would be to find the range of the data and then determine a scale and interval. And then a big hint of doing that is to divide the range of the data by the number of intervals you would like to have, and then use the quotient as an approximate interval size, depending on if it's a decimal or an integer. So finding the range, you need to look for your maximum data point, your highest number in your data, and your minimum data point, your lowest number in your data, and then find the difference. So our highest data point in this data is 97, and the lowest is 39. So our range is their difference. 97 minus 39 gives us a range of 58. So our scale to create the intervals, well, let's say we want 6 intervals. So 6 is what we're going to divide 58 with. 58 divided by 6 is 9.667 approximately, so we'll round up to 10, and so that would be the size of the intervals. So since our lowest number is 39, let's kind of go 10 before 39. So we'll go from 30 to 39 and then keep counting up by 10, so then we'll go all the way up to 90 to 99. So you can see 39 is fitting in that first interval, that's your smallest number, or your smallest data point, and then 97, that highest, is fitting in that last interval of 90 to 99. So we fit the lowest number in our lowest interval, and we fit our highest number in that highest interval. So that's a good way to check yourself before you even make the frequency table. So now that we have those numbers, that interval, we can set it up in our columns. So the intervals will go in the first column that talks about the grade, and then we'll tally how many of those scores go in to the interval of grade, and then we'll write that out as a frequency. So you can see again, we have our intervals in the left column. Now we had one grade for 30 to 39, that was 39. We had none for 40 to 49, none for 50 to 59. We had 1 for 60 to 69, that was 63. We had 4 for 70 to 79, that was 71, 71, 77, and 79. We had 8 for 80 to 89, that seems to be the most here. So we had from 80 to 89 was a score of 85, 85, 82, 83, 87, 89, 88, and 84. Those are all in that interval of 80 to 89. And then we have 3 data values from 90 to 99. We have 95, 93, and 97. So you can see here is our frequency table. We have that interval for the grades. We have the tallies of how many data points were in that interval, and then we've written it out as our final frequency on the right. So let's do one more example of creating a frequency table. Now, instead of grades, we have the length of time that it takes someone to walk in minutes. So we have our 3 columns set up. So first we're going to need to find the scale so that we can determine the intervals. To find the scale, we need to find the range. So first we're going to find the minimum and maximum values so we can find the range. So we have our highest amount is 60 and our lowest is 15. So that's our minimum and our maximum. We can now find the difference. So the range is 60 minus 15 is equal to 45. And let's say we want to divide into 6 intervals for our 6 rows in our table. So that'll be approximately 7.5, so we can round up to 8. So our intervals are going by 8. And then you can see we have 4 data values between 14 to 21, 5 data values between 30 to 37, 4 between 38 to 45, and 3 between 54 and 61. Notice it's also okay to have 0 data points in an interval. It's just spreading out your numbers. That might happen. That's okay. So we do have 2 intervals with 0, but it's more important to make sure you have every single value, how many times it's occurring to create that frequency to make your frequency table.